Could you really block off a whole day just to read? That's what it takes. Do you think this is a silly little backseat hobby? This is a lifestyle.
Hello, my favorite people. Today is Monday, January the 16th. This is the start of what I read in a week. I should have started this video earlier today because I read an entire book basically today. Earlier today, I ended up continuing on with the series by Nikki Harris. The series was at first a duet to my knowledge. The first book was His Pretty Little Birdie and the second book was His Pretty Little Queen. I love those books. I read them in 2024. I'm pretty sure 2025 maybe, but I'm pretty sure it was 2024. I loved them, and when I saw that she was putting out a third book for the two main characters, I had to read it. So I read that earlier today. It's called Her Pretty Little Revenge. I ended up rating the book a 3-star, and it's not because I didn't like the book. I changed my mind about the characters. I just felt like it was an add-on type of book. It was a book that you read when you loved the characters, and that really didn't change my mind. It's a book I recommend if you read the first two books, but if not, obviously don't read it. It was simple. It was a nice little add-on to my two characters. Did I love it? No, but it was just more content of my two favorite people, which is Clay and Fawn, the two people who used a dynamic that I love so freaking much in books. I love them too. They brought a lot alive in me that I didn't even know that I liked, and hey, I'm always going to be down for Clay and Fawn. I don't know the exact count of pages I read last night because it could have been either 50 or 75. I'm just going to go with 50. On Goodreads, it says the book is 390 pages, so I'm just going to subtract 50 from that. And today I ended up reading 340 pages of that book. As soon as I finished that book, I had to figure out what I was going to read next. And I was scrolling through Kindle, I was scrolling through Goodreads and along with Fable to find out what I wanted to read next. I don't have a lot of things on my physical TBR or like a mental TBR that I do want to read. So I decided on Like You Hate Me by Bethany Winters is in the Hawthorne University series. I never heard anything about this book. I read the synopsis. I'll read it for y'all. I'll read y'all the synopsis this time because when I read the synopsis, I feel like, okay, I'll share it with my people who's watching me read. But usually if I don't read the synopsis, I'm gonna just give y'all my gist of the book once I'm reading further in. I've never hated anyone as much as I hate him. The day my sister died, I told her best friend I never wanted to see him again, and I meant it. I lost her because of him. Everything I used to care about means nothing now because of him. It's all because of him. So when he shows up on my driveway 2 years later and tells me he's moving in with me for his freshman year of college, I kick his ass and tell him to disappear for good this time. But I already know that the defiant little brat's not going to listen. He never does. Being near him again makes me crazy. I'm supposed to be the college basketball star my father raised me to be, but now I'm focused on a new game. I'm obsessed with watching him, touching him, breaking him, his body, his head, his heart, anything I can get my hands on. I'm going to take it all until he's got nothing left. And even though he knows exactly what I'm doing to him, he's going to let me do it anyway. I'm hooked. Immediately downloaded on my Kindle. I feel like I'm going to be reading this book until like Wednesday or Tuesday if I read an awful lot. I don't know. If I read a lot tonight, it's possible. I have this little ring light that I'm going to use to read on my Kindle. Yes, I can fully see my Kindle, but I want to allow you guys to see me a little bit more. You guys might not even see me. I don't know. This light is bright though. I think it's really good. My mom got it for me for Valentine's Day. So I'll put it on my Kindle, try it out. Obviously, it's more for physical books, and I'm more so using this for y'all tonight. Usually, I will use it if I have a physical book, obviously, if I need to see. But I'm using this for y'all because I don't need to see on my Kindle. I can see. So like, built in. About to read as much as possible. Good morning. It is Tuesday, February 17th, and yesterday on Monday, I ended up reading 443 pages. I don't know how I read 100 pages last night. Actually, I do know. This book is so fast-paced. I think I love it. I think I love it just because how fast it's going. The chapters are so short. I'm just like clicking, 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 clicking. The time rolling, the book rolling. It's 10:30, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I read 100 pages. I can go to bed. Okay. Usually I let 10:30 be the time I think about like, okay, maybe it's time for me to go to bed. Unless it's when I'm just getting off of work and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read for bed. I usually give it to 11:30. But last night I didn't have work, so I had read till 10:30. I look at the time, I'm like, okay, I can stop. And I look at the reading count and I'm like, 100 pages. Oh my god, this is like a dream. I was fully locked into the story. We have our two main characters. We have Nate and we have Xavier. This is another MM. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but I read y'all the synopsis. Pick up on the hints. Nate hates Xavier, and obviously because Xavier is a part of the reason why his sister is now dead. It's something that's dark, I feel like, and they have like dark underlying things that they're dealing with. Like we have rehab, we have alcoholism, and like people being on nicotine. It's just something that I haven't really fully deeply read in a story where they actually have been to rehab and it's actually been a thing that they do. But also these kids are rich. Like they both are filthy rich. They come from a filthy rich school. They come from filthy rich parents, so they are filthy rich. They said it multiple times in the book. So obviously they're going to rehab. I mean, come on now. They parents sending them to rehab to get their image together. This book is also kinda insta lust. I feel like we knew from the jump that they felt something for each other. I do feel like it's deeper than what we know right now. We only know little snippets about why they feeling this heat towards each other, but I do feel like it's more. I feel like I need to read more. We get scenes, chapters in the past tense where we see them years before everything went down, and we also get current time. I really like being able to see them in the past and how things were before everything went down, but I also like to connect the dots and see like, okay, he feeling this way because of this and all of that, and it was little signs and little hints here. And also this book is messy. This book is messy. When y'all meet Carter, y'all gonna be like, "Ooh, Carter, you messy." Carter is messy. Carter is Nate's best friend, and let's just say he definitely a little rich boy who just get his way and want to create problems. Carter reminds me of Chuck Bass. He reminds me of Chuck Bass, and he think he control the room, and he set up just to watch what's gonna happen. I'm fully 25% into the book. I can't wait to read today. Most of my reading will be getting done at like school, and then when I get off of work I will read before bed. That's been a habit of mine, just reading before bed. I'm trying to read when I think I should be doom scrolling. No, you can pick up your Kindle and read. That's why my Kindle literally died the day before last night, because I was on it all freaking day. Like whenever I just always picked it up. I had a lot of free time this weekend since I was off work, and I was just reading, and my baby died, and I charged it, so now she's ready for this week. Okay, I think that's enough audiobook for today. I've been listening to First Time Caller by B.K. Borson. Today I had about 11% that I had listened in audio. I also was reading Like You Hate Me on my Kindle today. Those were the two things I was consuming media-wise today. It's 10:47. This is the first time I'm at home since this morning. I had work today, had a long day, and I feel like tonight I kind of just want to read until I fall asleep. I'm really not trying to reach the amount of pages to read today. I'm not really concerned with all that. I'm just a little tired, so I just want to let myself ease into bed because I'm also on my period, so I need as much sleep as I can get. But tomorrow I do want to wake up a little bit earlier, or at least try to wake up a little bit earlier and get some reading done in the morning. So far I've read like 103 pages today of Like You Hate Me, and I do have some thoughts. I'm over halfway through the book. I'm 200 and something pages in, so I'm well versed of what's going on in the story. I feel like our main male character, his name is Nate, he has problems going on and they're getting kind of thrown in there every snippet at a time, but I really want that to come into play. I want to see if something happens with that, because I'm watching him and I'm watching closely, because I know Xavier has problems, but I don't know if Nate is going to fall into that same type of habit. As for Xavier, for his mental health, he should not be messing with Nate. Oh my god, this is one of those relationships where I genuinely do think it's toxic. Like, it's so toxic. Not a light heart. You have to have a hard heart to go into this, because it is a toxic relationship. No, they aren't together. Nothing's official. Will it ever be official? Hopefully there's a happy ending, but the two of them are dealing with a lot of guilt. Nate lost his sister, Xavier lost his best friend, and obviously Nate blaming Xavier, and I do understand him. I understand him in a way, but it's hard for me not to feel bad for Zavi because I understand him also. I do think he played a part in everything. If you know the story, he played a part, but he didn't intentionally play that part. It's just something you do when you're so alone and finally you just have that one person. And the same thing for the sister. Like, she was alone and finally she had him. So it's like, God, I just feel bad for him. I really do. I feel bad for both of them. I feel bad for Zavi the most. I feel like because I can tell he has so much going on with him that we don't even know yet. We just found out a little bit more where I'm at in the story, and it allows me to know more of who he is and how he got where he is. I really think this story is touching me. I don't know if it's one of my favorite ever, but I do think it's emotionally touching me. And I really do want to emphasize when I say this book definitely deals with real life things, like people with drinking problems and just like weed and nicotine and rehab, just like that whole 1-2. And it's like I'm rooting for them, but it's so hard. Like, I want them to be together, but at the same time it's like y'all are so freaking bad for each other. I don't think y'all should be together. Like, I want y'all to be together, but it might be messy, I'm not gonna lie. That's my thoughts so far. I do want to finish this book and start a new book tomorrow. I will continue on reading First Time Caller. I do want to finish that audio book this week. I've been reading for like 2 weeks now. I want to say this is the second week I'm going on reading it, and it's actually my first Libby audiobook. I need to find me a new one because I want to have another one ready for when I finish this one. As for the next book I want to pick up, I don't know. I usually just go off of whatever I'm in the mood for next. Happy Wednesday. So great to see you guys. It's actually Wednesday night and it's time to talk about what I read today. As we talk about what I read today, I'm also going to be getting ready for bed because I just got off of work. It's about 10 something at night and obviously it's bedtime. I'm so tired. The videos that I filmed during the week, please hold my hand in these videos. Send me love and comments and just everything, because just simply setting up to talk to you guys is a hassle. It takes so much out of me, guys. I'm so tired. I do it because I love this and I want to tell you guys about books, obviously. When I talk to y'all, the two things I really need is my phone and my Kindle, but today we got moisturizer. For some reason, Like You Hate Me is not showing up in my Goodreads stats. I gotta look at that and figure out why it's not showing up. It's not even, why do I keep hearing something? It's not even counting the book as being read. I don't know what that is, but I'll look into that later on. My final rating for Like You Hate Me was a 3.75 star. I finished that at around 11 o'clock today. I had a hard time deciding what I was going to rate the book. I ended up rating it a 3.75 as I said, but it could have been a 4-star. I just don't think it got there. It didn't give me that 4-star feeling. I feel like I mentioned this a lot, but Like You Hate Me had realistic things in the book. It dealt with rehab and drinking and alcoholism and all of that type of stuff, but I don't feel like it went deep enough. I feel like it could have had more pages in the book if we focused on the little snippets of stuff that happened in the story that could have been approached and could have been way bigger than what it was. I also think towards the end could have been brought to tears, but I wasn't because I was in school. I didn't cry, but I could have cried at the end of this book because it really touched me. I like that part of the story that came in, like we had an unexpected character who actually did something really huge for one of our MMCs, and I really liked how that went down. But I don't think we got enough of our two MMCs actually being together. I don't think we actually got to see Nate and Zavi together. Most of the book was just toxic, and I'm not gonna lie, if you want a toxic romance book, that's the book for you. It was toxic the entire time. When they finally got together, which was after 80% of the book, it was basically after something toxic happened, and it's like, okay, like we really need to stop playing and lock in. And I'm just like, okay, but like I literally didn't even get to see you guys swoon or even see like you liked each other outside of sex. Now, once I finished that, I started Wrath by Ella James, I'm pretty sure. Let me check. Wrath by Ella James is another MM romance. It's actually enemies to lovers, and they are also stepbrothers. So far this month, this book is going to be the longest book I've read because this book is over 600 pages. And yes, that means that this book better be good. If I'm going to sit here and read over 600 pages of a romance book, it better be good, it better give ink, and I better feel for these characters. I can already tell it is something wrong with one of our guys, and I need to know what's up. In this story, we have Josh and Ezra. Ezra's dad is married to Josh's mom, and the two of them are now stepbrothers. Ezra moves in with Josh's mom and his dad. Do we know why he moved in with his dad? No, but I'm sure it's a story there. I don't know yet. Josh comes from a Catholic mother and father, so we know they not with that gay shit. And Josh is gay. He know he gay. He waiting to get out of Alabama so he can go mess with them dudes. Yes. And don't just think Josh be giving it out to everybody. He don't be doing that. He real down low, low key. He had goody two shoes. Don't nobody know that he gay. He definitely is down low. I feel like if you look at him and you acknowledge like, he not really looking at the girls. Some of the other girls in the book thinking it too. They're like, I don't really think he fast. And that's okay. As for Ezra, he not gay. At least he haven't thought that he's gay in his head yet. But Ezra got a lot going on. I'm not going to lie. I think this book is going to be very, very dark. I will tell you guys as I keep reading, but I can already tell we're going to be dealing with depression, self-harm, y'all. After this, I might have to pick up a fantasy because I know this is going to put me through the ringer. To give you actual page stats, I have my phone, Kindle, of course. I read 171 pages of Like You Hate Me and finished that. I rated a 3.75 star. And then I started Wrath by Ella James. And I have so far read 105 pages. Will I read more tonight? Yes, this is a 600-page book. We need to read. We need to pick it up and read. I did not read First Time Caller audiobook today. I do need to pick up my audiobook. I think I'm going to have a little bit more work to do tomorrow. But I feel like it's going to be more editing work. I really need to edit, y'all. But you know, we'll see. Maybe I'll read like 300 pages. No. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And if you're still here, here are the final stats for Wednesday because we don't know how much I'll read after tonight. Only editing me will know. So yeah, thanks for saying. You see that. I'll see you tomorrow. Fresh off the wake up, doing some morning reading, and they are literally falling in love. This is a love story. This is a love story, and I don't think I've read people falling in love this good in a long time because they are falling in love. I'm about 50% into Wrath. I didn't talk to you guys yesterday because I ended up hurting my back yesterday at work, and I actually spent the day at home today. That's why y'all saw me earlier, I'm pretty sure. But I'm 50% into Wrath, and I'm enjoying it. It's pretty good. It's decent. I can't complain. But this book, I feel like it's going to rip my heart out, and I'm not prepared because we're 50% into the book and a lot of good things are happening, but we got a whole lot of stuff that needs to happen in the next 50%, and I don't know what's going to happen. I'm about 300 pages into the book, and it's about 690 pages long, which might even be 700 pages. I'm not sure, but we're going to see. I really just need to lock in and read. I do have time today, tomorrow, Sunday. Even though this video is ending tomorrow, we shall see how much I read. But I want to finish this book. I want to get it done in this video so you guys can actually know how I felt about it. These boys are in love, but it's like, it's 50% in and y'all in love already. Like, yes, it's been 300 pages. Yes, y'all should be in a little bit in love at this point. But what's really happened? I read a review that said this book had a lot of scenes that could have been taken out of the book and left out, and I agree. I fully agree. It's a lot of scenes that I'm reading. It's just repetitive. We know these things. Why do we have to keep saying these things and doing these things when it's like it's not moving the story along? It's just, okay, what does it have to do with whatever's about to happen next? I'm at quarter 3. This book follows sections of football games. We got the first quarter, the second quarter, halftime, quarter 3, quarter 4. 394 pages in, and I do not want to continue reading. I don't enjoy the setup of this book. We have love, and we have falling in love, and secrets, and a lot of stuff we don't know. Then we have a half where we're basically having to rebuild. Like, we're starting all over again, it kind of feels like. And I never like when we do that because I know the reason that we're doing the second half of the book is never a good reason. I do think this book could take on things that need to be taken on if a book is 700 pages long. I think it should have been implemented in the first half of the book and then kept going on as the pages going on. I don't think we should not have it come up at all in the first half of the book and then just focus all on it in the second half of the book. I'm going to just DNF it here. I really don't care to know what happens at the end. Why is my Kindle literally dying? This thing is tired of me. I'm going to read this, and if this is good, I'm going to read that next. This book definitely jumped right into the story. Xander. Kissing my rival shouldn't have felt so good. Find out my girlfriend has been cheating on me for months to make me do something crazy. Kiss my rival to make her jealous. I wasn't supposed to like kissing Carrie Slade. He's a psycho who demands things of me, things I shouldn't want, but there's something about Carrion that draws me in, and now that I'm caught in his web, he won't let me go. Carrion. The number one rule, don't care about people. Carrion is a distraction and emotions are messy, and messy is something I hate, which is why I'm confused why the messiest player I've ever met, my rival, kisses me and turns my whole world upside down. Xander Broth is sweet, emotional, and straight. That doesn't stop him from coming back for more, and that doesn't stop me from realizing I'll burn the world down to make him mine. Everything I just read in the summary happens in the first 2 chapters. We start the book off like that. It's just like banger after banger, and I kind of don't want to put it down. We started off with everything happening. The book is going fast paced. It's a vibe. Is it a little straightforward on the writing? Not too deep. I feel like it's a little borderline. Yes. But is it good? Yes. And it's only the first 2 chapters. We don't know what else going to happen. It might get better. The queen's been busy and outside. I actually just finished editing a video. I'm sure you probably can hear my loud MacBook in the background. Candles right here. I need to get some reading done. I actually thought I read less, but I actually got a little bit of reading done this morning. A little bit was 14 pages, but I read, and that's my goal. I actually have read every day all of February, so I'm gonna just read a little bit more. I want to read some more, and that's what I'm about to do before I get in the shower and hop in the bed.